Good evening and welcome to Tavern 26 here in Campbell for today's installment here of Coach's Corner, here with Coach Andrew King, head coach Andrew King here of the Red Devils. Andrew, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited about this.
We're excited to have you here, and we're excited to see how the Red Devils do this season here. Obviously, last year wasn't the way that you guys wanted to end here. I believe you guys ended 1-9 overall, but you know, it's a new season, it's a new drive. What are you expecting here from your kids this year?
It's like you said, it's a new season, and what I liked about this year, the past 4 years, it hasn't really been. It's been off and on with attendance, things like that. Now that I have the freshmen are now seniors, expectations have been set. We've had kids at practice every single day. It's been a good group throughout the whole summer, and it definitely showed through our scrimmages as we progressed and build that foundation that we needed for this year. So I'm expecting new things. I'm expecting better record. I'm expecting better attendance. I'm expecting better attitudes, demeanors, better school, everything.
All right, Campbell, you heard him. You better show up this season here. He's expecting you. You can't let him down.
Right.
So you're talking about expectations here, not just from the crowd, but from your team as well. You've been here for 4 years. You're getting used to these kids. Like you just said, they're seniors. What are your expectations from that group of kids in particular? Now you're seniors this year.
You know, these seniors need to set the solid foundation for years to come. I think that it's really important that head coaches and things like that, our job is to make sure that these kids are successful outside of the program. And I think that it starts by making the program successful. And these kids are the leaders of it right now. So they need to jump in. They need to take charge. They need to make sure that they're, all on board and all ready to go.
And you're talking about needing to be leaders this year here. I'm not sure. Have you guys named captains yet?
Today, actually. Today was our captain day. So you're actually going to meet two of them here in a little bit.
Are you able to tell us a list of, other than the two we're going to see here? Don't want to spoil that here. I know we're going to be seeing them in a moment, but
sure.
I have your list here. Who all do you guys have listed? Just two? Or
we have three captains,
all right.
2 seniors, which you're going to see later here, and then I actually allow a write-in this year for an underclassman, and the write-in was unanimous pretty much through the entire team, which is Caden Thomas. I'm sure you'll see him later on this year interviewing and stuff, but Caden Thomas is the center for us. Defensive tackle, D-end, really whatever we need on the O-line, D-line. He knows all the positions. And as a sophomore, he played as a freshman. As a sophomore, absolutely unbelievable athlete for us down there. I mean, pancake after pancake for him. It's really exciting to see him grow most likely when you look at a sophomore, you're like, he's a sophomore. You're expecting sophomore things. You're getting junior, senior things out of him. So.
That's absolutely amazing to hear here. Again, you just said a sophomore is going to be named a team captain here for your team. Obviously, he's showing some exemplary skills here in that leadership role. Like you said, you said we can't wait to see him. You're right. I absolutely can't wait to see him here, especially when I get to go through and make highlights for you guys this season. I'm hoping to make a lot of them for you guys as well. Yeah. It's going to be a blast here, I'm sure, for him. So you were talking here about leadership and everything, and just trying to move forward here now, moving on to next week here. Obviously, we need to see how they're going to do this year. How do you think they're going to stack up here against St. Thomas Aquinas here in week number 1? Second year in a row here where you're going to be going up against them. This time you're going out to their turf.
Yeah, going out there is going to be different. You know, it's always different on an away game. We haven't had one yet this year, and we've only went to a couple passing scrimmages away. Both scrimmages were home. So that routine has to be set. That routine has to go through. The kids have to get comfortable. But I think overall, I think that we match up pretty well against these guys. I'm looking forward to making sure we get the kids that we should. To be successful, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the most important part. And I think, our kids are doing that so far right now as it's Wednesday. So I won't know until Friday how we're going to do, but I think right now we're setting up for success.
That's absolutely great to hear here. And you were talking about you did some scrimmages. I mean, was it just to get in-house? Did you invite other schools to come out and do that? Or
So passing scrimmage-wise, we went a couple of passing scrimmages. We always go against Howland for a little bit there. I know, Coach Jones is doing some good things over there. And then, it's funny, we did passing scrimmages in years past, but those passing scrimmages are teams that we're playing now, so we kind of were limited. So we went against Columbiana and Howland were the two that we went. And then we did Matthews for our first scrimmage, and then Lisbon for our second scrimmage. And we fought pretty well against them, so looking forward to seeing how that translates into a real game.
Yeah, we absolutely are too here. And, I mean, your schedule looks pretty tough here for you guys as well, so it should be a fun challenge. I mean, is there anything else here that you can think of just talking about that schedule-wise here? Is there a match here? Let's say it this way. Is there a match that you're most looking forward to this season here that you really think that your kids are going to just shine and just impress everybody, maybe even surprise some.
Well, I think every game we need to come out like it's 1-0. We want to be 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, and it's hard to pinpoint one on our schedule because we have so many great opponents. I know our kids. Just being that backyard rival of Lowville is a huge rivalry there now. We were going to play them every single year, even if we weren't in league with them. So I look forward to that. And plus, me and Coach Manuel are pretty close. So I love to go against guys that I know and things like that. So Lowville, Springfield will always be a good one. Those are our first 2 league ones. But I don't want to look ahead on them just yet. St. Thomas is number 1, and then we'll go from there.
So I was looking through here. We got some information about the guys we're going to be interviewing in a minute. I know that you have some changes here in positions, and you had some decisions to make. Obviously, we know who one of our wide receivers is going to be here, and I believe it was, who was it, Kevin was going to be part of that?
Kevin's running back.
Or running back,
yeah.
So that's going to be Mahali.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to see him out there.
Oh, yeah. Mahali, both of these guys played as freshmen. They were part of that young group, and we were real young at that time. And it's so exciting to see the senior class grow, all of them. It's been amazing to see how they were as freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and now as grown men. I mean, they're men now at this point, and it's nice to see their attitudes change, things like that towards everything. But Mahali and Kevin are definitely special kids. Mahali played quarterback for us because we needed him to play quarterback for us last year. He ended up with an injury, and now he's a wide receiver, and I'm pretty excited to see him shine there, especially because we have a sophomore quarterback that looks pretty good.
Sophomore here. That's going to be – you just really like your sophomores being in those big positions, don't you?
Yeah.
Got a captain, quarterback.
I'm telling you.
It's a young team, but it's going to be fun here. I mean, that's going to be huge for them. I can't wait to get to talk to them later this season, too. I'm sure we're going to be talking to that quarterback a lot, too. So that's going to be great.
It's nice to see the young and old come together, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're going to be seeing in just a few minutes here Mahali Kulias and Kevin Timlin. Stay around here on the Red Devils show here for Campbell Memorial. Got a couple questions here just for you. I'm going to ask these here for the students as well. I figured I'd ask them as well.
Shoot.
So just kind of moving forward here. So, I mean, for you as a coach, who's been your biggest source of support here? I mean, are you still talking with parents here, or are you moving forward here? You have a wife, girlfriend?
Oh,
or?
yeah. No, everything runs through the Rock at Home, which is my wife, Tiffany. I have a son, Lucas, and a daughter, Olivia. They are my whole entire world. Love them very much, and everything runs through them. They're my biggest fans. They're also, like I said, my number 1 rock. So definitely would not be able to do that without her permission in general, right? Without, every great man has a great woman right beside him. So that's my wife, Tiffany. So that's definitely my biggest support.
That's great to hear that you got such a great foundation here of support for you going into these seasons year after year for 4 years here in Campbell. I mean, family's everything. It's really important here. So it's great to hear that from you. And who would you say is your biggest role model here? It's moving through here, maybe even just before you started coaching here, when you're youth, just moving up. Who's being that one person where you're like, this is who I look forward to, this is who I aspire to be, who I still aspire to be?
My biggest role model in coaching and in life too is maybe a mix between Mark Brungard and Reed Lamport. Mark Brungard was head coach of me when I was at Poland. And then I coached with him for several years after. Reed Lamport was an assistant coach there with them. They're pastors at a church right now. Great family people. They represent exactly what you need to represent, and always just have a great head on their shoulders. And they've taught me a lot about life. They've been a part of my life for a very, very long time. So it's been amazing to see how, one person can inspire you to be better every single day. And that is Mark and Reed.
It's amazing to hear here. Glad that you have those people in your life. And got one more question here before we let you go. Now, have you been to Tavern 26 before? I would assume yes.
Absolutely. It's the best place in town.
Oh, yeah. Great food. I've been here
There's a lot of great
myself.
places in town, but this is a really, really good place in town.
That's up there.
Heck
That's
yeah.
got to be number 1
Heck yeah.
here.
No,
Come on.
you're right. You're right. It's amazing that they do this for us, too, man.
Oh, we're very happy to be here, too. We've got a menu right here. I'm going to ask you here, what's your favorite menu item here? Or if you don't have one, maybe just look at the menu here real quick and just tell me what looks the best there, just at least by the name.
I know the camera takes off a couple pounds from me, but I am a big guy. You know what I mean? So I'm Polish, too, so that hot kielbasa is definitely a good one to go to. Their wings are solid. I love all their salads, believe it or not, being a big guy. I love all their salads.
Salad's great.
That's it, man, especially when you put all the bad stuff on there. You know what I mean? And, like I said, wings, salad. I've had a couple of their bowls before. Their Mediterranean bowl's pretty good, but the hot kibasa is the way to go.
That's great to hear. I got to try that out sometime then.
Yeah.
$12, that's not a bad price
No.
either for that. I'm sure because they give you big portions here too. I mean, they give you more than enough for your buck there.
Oh,
I mean,
heck
more
yeah.
bang for your buck. I mean, you got to love that.
And it's nice. They're on our discount card. You know, we do all those football discount cards, things like that. They give a couple bucks off for that too. And I mean, they're a huge support here. So we try to support back with it.
That's great to hear here, supporting the community, and the community supports you back. It's a little give and take.
Heck yeah.
Perfect to hear. Well, hey, Coach King, thank you so much here for joining us here on Coach's Corner and for the Red Devils show. And thank you so much here again to Tavern 26. You see it in the bottom of your screen as well for sponsoring the show. We've got 2 more interviews coming up here with our student athletes. Stay tuned. But, Coach, thank you again so much for joining us today. Good luck this season, and, hey, enjoy your dinner.
That's right, baby. Go Red Devils.
Let's go Red Devils.